Welcome to our special series, 31 Faces of Small Business in Dalby, proudly presented by the Dalby Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
And your local community radio station, 4DDD. Throughout May, we're celebrating the incredible small businesses that make our town unique.
Every day we shine a spotlight on a different entrepreneur whose dedication, innovation and community spirit help shape Dalby's vibrant local community.
From long-standing family businesses
to exciting new ventures, these stories inspire and connect us. Today, we're thrilled to introduce another one of Dalby's outstanding small business champions.
You know, the strength of the community often lies in the people and organisations that contribute to its growth, not just through the work, but through long-term commitment. Today, we're hearing from one such contributor. Hi, I'm Sandy from the Dalby Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and my guest today is John Ryan, the General Manager of Newlands. John, welcome. It's great to have you here today.
Thanks, Sandy. It's great to be here. Yeah, I look forward to our session today.
That's good. John, can you tell us a bit about how the business got started and what led to this deep commitment to our region?
Sandy, Newlands Group was born out of a business called Town and Country back in the early 2000s. It was a father and son, Barry O'Sullivan and Barry Jr. They started in the subdivision space, just, doing a few subdivisions here and there, a bit of water cartage and things like that, and it just grew and grew. And later, when Senior, we refer to Barry Senior as Senior, he stepped out of the business. Barry and two other partners formed Newlands. So that's how it started, and it really got into developing land around the region, and obviously the name 𝐂𝐸𝐿ands is where that was born from.
Oh, rightio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
can you tell us how you started working here and what is that you love about working for this business?
So for myself, I've been 6 years with Newlands. I'm a Dalby boy, believe it or not. I was brought up out near Bowenville, John Darien there.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, I've been in the building industry most of my life, started my apprenticeship out here and then went on work with some bigger companies, ended up overseas. And in 2019, I sort of looked to come home, I suppose, and I was overseas at the time and I'd known Barry for a long time and it just seemed the opportune time for me to slow down and do some things that were important to me in life and that's when the opportunity presented itself with Newlands and Barry and the team and I'm fortunate enough to now be the general manager for the boys.
Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's
a business I enjoy and I enjoy being part of. We've got some great staff. So,
oh, that's great. You've been involved in some major local projects like the Dalby Hospital fire compliance and hydrant performance. What does this mean to play such an important role in shaping Dalby's development?
Yeah, I think these jobs, a lot of our projects with Newlands, we have a civil division and a commercial division. So we do this water compliance project. That's, what falls under our civil umbrella. We do a lot of work in, we like regional councils. Obviously, we're in Toowoomba, but we do a lot of work out this way and further west. We've got an attachment with Dalby, as I mentioned. And we just enjoy those projects, working with local governments. They're projects, I say some of our best work in civil you don't see, we bury it in the ground. So
yeah.
I guess for us, they're projects you enjoy, you know a town's developing when they're increasing their infrastructure, whether it be schools, hospitals, or just upgrading networks, water, sewer. So it's good to see in regional Queensland that there are a lot of towns still growing.
Yeah.
As we all know, there are communities further west of us that struggle to exist, but it is refreshing to see places like Dalby. Goondiwindi is another one, springs to mind, St George. You know when the councils are spending money on infrastructure, they're moving forward, and it's a really good thing to see.
Oh, that's great. Your goal is to help communities through the work you do. How does that shape the way you make decisions in the business?
Yeah, so as builders and civil contractors, we get presented with a lot of opportunities. As a business, we've made a conscious decision some years ago. We like to do projects that are community-based, whether that be in the education, health, infrastructure sectors. There's a few things that drive that. Obviously, dealing with local government, state government, federal government, the contracts are generally fair and reasonable and not as emotive as dealing with developers and things. So we enjoy that side of it, but we also enjoy seeing, what it brings to a community, a new school or new playgrounds or whatever it might be.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Staff can stand back and say, I helped deliver that, and it's a good thing.
That's wonderful. Your business makes an effort to use local suppliers and contractors. How do you think that helps not just your projects but the local community too?
Yeah, for us, every community we go to, Dalby's pretty easy because it's close to home, but we do like to engage with the locals. Again, I think if you can get the local buy-in, they want to be a part of their community projects too, and I think that's really important. Like, it just gives everyone some satisfaction in the project. They want to be a part of it, and particularly the projects that are visual, whether it be a school hall or whatever. Locals like to be a part of what's going on. They may not be big enough to take the projects on themselves, but we certainly like to engage with local subcontractors. For us, it keeps the money in the communities. Contractor might have kids at that school or whatever. It's a good thing to do.
Good to involve everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yep.
All right, we're going to have a little bit of fun now. We're going to ask you to pick your favourite song so we can play, and if you can tell us why you chose it.
This might be one not many have heard of, but I do spend a lot of time in a car getting between sites and projects, and often have a playlist running. So this is a song called Learn to Live by Clayton Johnson. And for me, luckily we're on radio and you can't see me, but I've been in this industry for a while, and I try and, with our younger staff and all our staff, I think it's important in life that we continue to learn. Like, I've been in the industry now for 38 years, and I still come to work every day thinking I'm going to learn something new. And I think the moment we stop doing that, we're in trouble. So I like this song. It's about that, taking life's lessons and learning something from that. So
it's got a bit of meaning to it.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And it's something, when I'm dealing with younger staff, and, making a mistake's fine. It's learning from that mistake and getting on with it. Don't beat yourself up with it. So, it is a good song. It's a catchy little tune. So.
I'll look forward to listening to that one. We're speaking today with John Ryan, General Manager of Newlands, as part of our 31 Faces of Small Business. John, Small Business Month is a time to celebrate businesses like yours. How important is it to connect with the local community and show appreciation for the communities that support you?
Yeah, I think as a business, it's really important to be connected with communities. Out here in Dalby, we've got staff live here, kids in schools and things like that. We love to support sporting groups, charities and things. So I think it's very important that, we're just not in it for ourselves. We're trying to make a difference. We support a lot of local charities, some big charities like Lifelight. We love getting behind kids' footy and things like that. So it's something we enjoy giving back. If you've got a staff member working and living in a community and
show the appreciation for the locals.
Yeah, so it's good.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Good things to do.
Do you find that the relationships you've built along the way have been a key factor in the company's success?
Yeah, absolutely. Staying in touch with, where you live, the community leaders and all that sort of thing, it is very important. Sometimes a lot of our projects will come from relationships rather than, it surprises me, you can still meet people and they've never heard of Newlands, but they might have heard of Barry or myself or other members of our team and we'll get a job through that. So it's good. I think it's very important. I like to, as I said, I was raised out here, did my mid-schooling here in Dalby at St Mary's and later came back, started an apprenticeship in town and joined the local rugby club. So for me, it's nice to still be a part of that, be an old boy of the rugby club and get out and do join those community groups whenever you get the opportunity.
Still have that connection in the area.
It's really important.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're so embedded in the Dalby and Western Downs. What do you love most about being part of the local business community?
Yeah, look, I think as an organisation, just being part of that community, it does present opportunity for a business like ours. People may not always know your company name, but they'll know someone within the organisation. So it's important for us to, if we want to operate here, to engage with other businesses in the community. There's some good businesses in this region and, being part of the chamber, getting that opportunity to meet other businesses, meet other players in town and working together. I think, to work alongside each other and together, one day someone might be working for us, the next day we'll be working for them. And I think that's a win-win for everyone and that's key in these little communities.
That's exactly
right. That we continue to do that.
Yeah. How do you balance the demands of running a business with your personal life, especially when it comes to supporting family and community?
Yeah, so that can be tough. As I said earlier, I've worked in many different places, and I think it's key to have that work-life balance, and we try and instill that in our staff now. Take time out of your week to do community things, whether that going to be part of a fundraiser or whatever, or the local show or the local footy club. I think it's really important. For myself, that Friday afternoon drive home, it's a 25-minute drive, and I do make a conscious effort to sort of leave work at work and switch off and be present when I get home. And I think that's important for all of us to do. For me, it's easy just to get caught up in the whirlwind of a business, but it is very, very important to take time out. I only a couple of years ago made a point of joining the Old Boys Dalby Rugby Club, and I've been away. I haven't played rugby out here since the mid-90s, so to actually join up with the Old Boys, I've been to a few functions now, and to reconnect with all those guys from back then, it's just fantastic. And I think it's that sort of stuff is important in anyone's life, just to have something outside of work. And,
that's right. Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, we're going to ask you to pick another song and tell us why you've chosen this one.
Right. Yeah, for my second song, I've picked Opportunity by Pete Murray. So, again, I think, you listen to that song, there's opportunity in everything we do, everything that fronts us in life, whether it be a challenge or not. I think if we just grasp things and see the good side and grab the opportunity and run with it.
That's great. 2 songs with a meaning behind it. I like that. That's wonderful. Good. We're chatting today with John Ryan, General Manager of Newlands. And finally, John, for anyone thinking about starting a business in Dalby, what's one piece of advice you'd give them?
Oh, look, first and foremost, obviously join the chamber.
Thank you.
That's got to be a tick. But yeah, definitely, I would say get involved in the community somehow, whether it's through sponsorship of a sporting team or your child sport, and just get in community groups. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there doing it tougher than we are. Some days we have bad days, but to help someone that's not so well off, whatever that might be, is a good thing to be a part of. And I think you get a lot of satisfaction out of that. So I would recommend that to anyone.
Oh, that's great advice. John, thanks so much for joining us today and your story. It's been fantastic to hear how your business is not only shaping Dalby's infrastructure, but also strengthening the community through the commitment to local talent, suppliers and industry. All the best for what's ahead, and we look forward to seeing your business continue to grow and enrich our region for many years to come.
Thanks, Sandy. Thanks for having me on the program.
Thanks for joining us for 31 Faces of Small Business in Dalby, proudly brought to you by the Dalby Chamber of Commerce and Industry.